You will feel pain in the heat, and the torments are tremendous in hell.
Now, could you hear anything going on?
I heard screams of millions of people that were coming from outside the cell, and I knew there were people in other spots, in other prison cells, in pits of fire, in large area of fire that I'll get to that I saw. But the screams were deafening, overwhelming screams. It was terrible to even endure that, but you couldn't escape it. It's just so loud and piercing. So that was one of the things.
It's got to be almost like, say, a Vietnam veteran that remembers those things. It's something that you could never forget, those
right.
screams.
No, you'll never forget them. I know I won't. But I managed to move. I noticed I had no strength in my body at all. You have no strength in hell. So I managed to somehow crawl. That's as much energy as I could get to make a move. And apparently they let me. I crawled out of the cell. And in one direction, it's completely pitch black, a darkness that was beyond any darkness that you'd feel here on earth. And it was a darkness that you could feel, like it talks about in Exodus 10:21. But I looked the other direction, and there was flames of fire leaping high into the sky. It was off in the distance. I knew it was about 10 miles away, this huge raging pit of fire. And it lit up the skyline just enough to see the desolate, barren wasteland. Nothing green, no life of any kind, just all barren and desolate. So at that point I was drugged back into the cell by the demons and more torments. But after that, I was picked up and taken out of that cell and placed over near the pit of fire. And it was enormous, about a mile across, raging flames. And I could see the outlines of people in this fire, screaming. They were being burned in the fire and torment. I didn't want to go in there. It was already hot enough, but I knew I just didn't want to go into the flames. That's a terrible thing to have to suffer, and these people were burning. And there were demons all around this cell pushing the people back in as they tried to claw their way out. They really couldn't get out anyway, but the demons were just there shoving them back in. I felt so awful for the people, but also for myself. And I looked around, and I could see all these demonic creatures all around me, lined around the cavern of these walls. They're all different sizes and shapes. There were some huge, some small. There were spiders, there were maggots and worms, and big snakes, everything disgusting that you would not want to be around. And they're all there with a hatred for you. You felt this hatred emanating from them.
Did you have any feeling like you could get out of that place eventually?
No.
Do your penance and go?
No. You have a knowledge. You understand eternity there. I could understand that I was there. I would never, ever get out. Never.